Guess I'll start at the end. What did you think of Herb's maneuver there at the end?
I didn't even see it. I was looking at something else, just thinking that we're about to get the ball in, and I heard the crowd. And so when I looked up, I didn't know if we turned it over or what happened, but I saw Herb had the ball and they were calling foul. Herb's living a little dangerously, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a choppy game. Just what were your thoughts on why you guys were able to pull out that win?
Those are the type of games that we relish. Guys are out, and we believe in each other. Guys had opportunities to play more minutes. Some guys that don't play a ton had an opportunity to play, and we went into practice and went into shoot around with the mindset that we were coming in and try to take away some things that they do well, which is points in the paint. So proud of our guys, proud of the effort, and just big time win on our home floor.
What did you just think of Herb's defense overall in that game? Aside from, obviously he gets the charge at the end, but just what did you think of his defense as a whole on Shea?
I thought he was fantastic. In the stance, contesting shots. I thought a couple calls didn't go our way when it comes to Shea getting to the foul line, but Herb is outstanding. His defensive instincts are incredible, and he guards the best guys every night, and he does a fantastic job doing it.
I mean, without going back and looking at it, just off of that, do you think that was one of the better defensive games you've seen him play?
It is. Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the league leaders in scoring. He still scored the ball, but we made it tough on him, and that's the deal for us. We have to make guys make tough shots all night. I thought Herb did that. Dyson did it, whomever was on him, and we just forced him all the game long to try to make tough shots over our length. Heck of an effort on our part. Defensively, we were solid, and Z carried us offensively. Him and Trey, they just made plays down the stretch, and over again, they just kept the game simple.
Yeah, I know you're all about team defense, so I asked you about the team's performance, limiting Shea. Obviously, he got to the free throw line, but, went 7 of 21 from the field, couldn't make the play there at the end. Just what did you think about the performance, just limiting him as much as possible?
I thought we made it tough on him. Look, he's a heck of a player, and when you touch the ball that much, you're going to make some points. So our mindset was make him have to make tough shots, try to keep him off the foul line. I mean, he shot 18, so that's an area that we can improve, especially with the reaching. But other than that, I thought we did a solid job on him collectively, and then rebounding the ball was huge for us.
Yeah, with no CJ and B out in the lineup, Zion obviously knew he was going to see a lot of bodies tonight, close to his first career triple-double. Just what did you think about the way he just handled, the way they defended him tonight, making plays for himself and others?
I thought he handled it well. You can see by his assist number, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. He was patient. He had moments where he knew he could get to the basket with his speed, his force, his quickness. Then he had moments that he just kicked it out and trusted his teammates. That's what our team is about. We had to dig down tonight with guys being out and pull out a win, and we're all super proud of our guys for the effort tonight.
And Willie, you closed this game out with Jose was the oldest guy on the court. What does it say about just the youth of this team, and what can a game like this do for them?
We're continuing to build. Look, it's a blessing to have young guys that buy in, that are high character, that want to compete game in and game out. Especially after coming out of our Memphis game where we kind of got on each other and had to call each other up. It's a blessing to coach these guys. They're ready for the moment, and we'll just continue to grow, continue to stay connected, and go out and compete and try to win games.
Coach, 18 out of the first 24 points were points in the paint for the Pelicans, yet no free throws. Was there any feedback from the refs before Zion got that frustrating tech? And have you heard any more about how he was feeling it? He had to watch himself after he got that tech. How was he adjusting to that?
I'm going to leave that alone. It is what it is. We got to play through it. And I thought our guys did a great job of doing that.
You mentioned Zion carried you all offensively, but 3 blocks and a steal. How did you feel about his defense tonight, particularly closing with him at the 5?
He was great. He's still knocking some rust off, but he's getting better and better the more that he plays. And I'll continue to say it, but Zion's individual defense is a part of our collective defense as a team. And as long as he's in the right spots and our game plan discipline is at a high level, we can live with guys making shots. They're going to make some shots as long as we make it tough. And I thought Zion and collectively across the board, we did that.
Likewise, you opted to close with Dyson. What did you feel like he was giving y'all out there, particularly in those close moments at the end of the game?
Well, he's another big wing that can defend. And he's another young guy that came in and played solid for us. And that's what it's going to take. Guys getting some playing time in big games and big moments. And it'll help us down the stretch. I thought Dyson was really good tonight.
I know you want to stay away from criticizing the refs, but I mean Zion shot the same amount of free throws as threes tonight. Is there anything he can do to try to get to the line more?
We'll continue to play through contact. I'm gonna leave those comments and keep them to myself rather. We'll just continue to go out and play hard, and as long as we're doing that, we'll be fine.
Coach, in the last 4 minutes, you didn't really have Zion was the biggest guy out there. Was your strategy talk about just playing with guards mainly on the last 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah, we wanted to be able to match up and switch multiple screens. So we wanted to play with a lineup that, guys can defend, red screens, switch screens, rebound the ball, and we just played Zion at the 5 tonight. It was a feel thing more for us, and I think we'll have some moments where we see that again.
Yeah, and we talked about Herb's defensive performance tonight. It seemed a lot of during late game situations they were trying to force a switch, get Herb off of SGA, but you guys were able to say, okay, we'll throw Trey at him, we'll throw Jose at him. Just how much of a luxury is that to have so many options on the perimeter that you can trust in those big situations to cover the other team's best player?
It's a huge luxury to have, and the biggest point to it all is all of our guys taking the challenge on of guarding the ball. No matter who they call up into a screen, and those are things that we work on in practice. When we get shoot-around times, we work on it because that's what the game is going to come down to. Can you get stops? Can you execute on the offensive end? And I thought we did that.
Trey finished through contact a few times tonight. He's kind of been driving it a little bit more. Just what do you think about that advance in his game of, he's got the shot down, we know how he is, but being able to drive and finish at the rim?
I think he's doing a great job of reading the game. Teams know that he's an excellent catch and shoot, three-point shooter. And so when they close out to him, he's shot faking and he's 0.5 just driving the ball and he's going up and finishing. So big time credit to our performance team. They're working on all the guys, the strength. Trey is getting stronger, Herb is getting stronger, Dyson, all of our guys. And it's really about going down there and finishing through contact, like you said, and Trey did that. He did that well tonight.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
What was your vantage point for Herb tossing it off his back there at the end?
I didn't see it. Not at all. I just heard the crowd start yelling, and I'm like, who was in front of me? Kenrich Williams, he was in front of me. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And I heard clapping, so I was like, all right, we're doing good. So I just started clapping too.
Did you watch the replay yet?
I did. That's tough. Yeah, it's very tough from Herb Jones, but I expect that from him.
This year you guys have just been able to pull out wins when guys are out of the lineup. What does it say about this team to beat a pretty decent Thunder team, without CJ, without BI?
We have a really deep team. Really deep team. A lot of guys that can play basketball at a really high level. And, that just shows we played together. We played smart, and we just fought together to get a team win.
How much more comfortable do you feel driving and finishing through contact than a year ago?
You see it, don't you?
That's why I'm asking.
Pretty comfortable, I would say.
Just how much work have you put in on that side of the game and trying to make sure it's you're not just a catch and shoot kind of guy?
A lot of work. I mean, I knew what my reputation was going to be, coming into this season. I knew people were going to run me off the line. With the start of the season, the way it went, not really missing many shots, I knew that eventually people are going to be closing out really hard to me. So then after that, I just got to make the next best decision. And being 6'10" and athletic, finishing over the rim is a pretty good decision.
Yeah, you've seen it before, but how would you describe Herb's defensive performance tonight, the way he impacted that in?
Herb Jones, first team all defense, 2022, 2023.
It just at the end of the game, it seemed like they were on a mission to get him off of SGA. But how comfortable are y'all to be like, okay, I'll take him, or Jose can get him, Dyson, just all the different options y'all have on the perimeter?
Really comfortable. I mean, and then that makes him a roamer almost, like, you know, he's just able to help, and he's such a strong help side defender. It makes it a lot harder for teams to score. So, I mean, it's a blessing to have Herb out there, and then having other guys that can guard too.
More on that. You guys have been closing small more and more often and finding a good amount of success, particularly when you guys start to switch the screens. What do you feel like that does? You know, you play one game or defensive game plan for like 3/4, maybe 3.5, and then at the end, you know, you press a button, you're switching screens. What does it do to the opposing offenses?
It's really just prepping for the playoffs, in all honesty. Everybody in the playoffs just switch screens, and you just match up hunt at that point. So it's just prepping us for the end of the season.
And to that point, like, what does it mean to have a guy like Dyson who's 19 to be out there in those closing minutes? Also, another guy that's like 6'7", 6'8", can switch those screens. And how do you feel about his performance tonight?
Like I've said before, being able to guard, one, as a rookie is very tough. And then two, being 19, going against the best players in the world, and he's doing a really good job. He's well beyond his years, and, you know, he has a really bright future. And I'm just proud of him and everything that he's done on the defensive end.
Late in the game, you were in the action, which is not usually what happens when there's CJ and BI. You were in the action, the screening action between Jose and you. How does it feel to be in those moments, right? That position where you're one, you know, the offensive guy now creating, or you're gonna shoot off the dribble. How do you feel in those positions?
It's really just trusting my work from the summer. I mean, I did a lot of ball handling during the summer as well, and I just, you know, once the season started, I kind of condensed my bag in a way, so I could, you know, just play my role. But, you know, I had it tucked away for games like these, so I can get to it and, you know, do a little more off the dribble.
You talked about the image that the NBA had thought of you. Do you want to be known as a shooter or somebody that's going to dunk in your face?
I want to be known as one of the best players that ever played a game of basketball. That's all. If that means I'm shooting the ball at a really high level, or I'm dunking people, or I'm doing both, then, you know, that'd be great.
Going back to last year, you had to spend some time in the G League. Reflect a little on your journey from that to where you are now, what you've learned, how you've changed.
Man, it's crazy. I'll just go back a year from now, playing in these games, I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I didn't know what was going on, and now I just feel really calm. I can see like a player or two ahead. And, you know, going to the G League, getting a lot of those reps was very important, and it was a part of my maturation process. So I'm just, you know, I don't like patting myself on the back, but I'm proud of myself for sure, for everything that I've gone through, and, you know, just persevered and just kept fighting.
Yeah, Trey, you just mentioned you want to be known as one of the best to do it, both ends, dunking, shooting. But you get these chances to step up when everybody's out. How's that going to help you in the playoffs when you have to be that fourth or fifth option, but you still have that same responsibility?
I mean, if you look at the playing game, a couple of those Phoenix games, the Clippers, they were like, you know what, BI, CJ, y'all not going to beat us. They just send double teams, and so that makes other guys have to step up and knock down shots. Thankfully, I was able to knock down a few shots the Clippers game. Phoenix, you know, other guys stepped up a lot. Jose stepped up a lot. Herb stepped up a lot. And we just knocked down shots when they were trying to take our main guys away with switching, double teams, and stuff like that. So it's just prepping us for the end of the year.
Gotcha. And with two stars out, Zion leading the way, he gets frustrated, gets that early tech. How does the team rally around him and maybe feed off each other so that y'all can calm down? And even if the whistles aren't going your way, you still come out with a win.
I'm going to try to say this in the best way to save money. We just take our energy, and no matter what is happening, whether we agree with it or not, we just do what we can. Let's just say that.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you.
When did you change your Twitter bio?
Huh?
Did you see Herb's play at the end live? Did you have to catch it on a replay? A couple guys have just said that they didn't even see what happened.
What? Yo, I'm looking at Devonte, waiting for him to make his cut. And all of a sudden, I hear the crowd, and Herb got the ball, and he got fouled. I walked straight to our bench. I said, looked at Fred. Yo, what happened? So he threw it off his back. I said, okay, we good. We're fine. We're going to be all right. When he went to the free throw, I said, we're going to be all right.
I know you, pride yourself on seeing the floor, tied your career high in assists. Just what did you see out there tonight and the bodies they were throwing at you?
I mean, I always try to play basketball the right way. And mathematically speaking, if there's 3 people on me, 2 people got to be open. And I trust our shooters. We have great shooters on our team, and I was just finding them, and they were hitting shots.
What did you think of Herb's
First
defense?
off, I like that hat. That's how you feel? You got a date after this?
I'm just glad. No, I had to head back home to do absolutely nothing.
My fault. I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's nice to see you again after Memphis or San Antonio. What did you think of Herb's defense just overall? I mean, obviously you've seen it time and time again. What did you think of his defense tonight?
I mean, what makes that charge at the end so special is we came in at halftime and Coach said, when he's driving, he's coming directly at you and everybody's swiping down. Just take the charge. So for him in that moment, in transition, to have the IQ to take that charge, I say it all the time, Herb is a special defender. So for him to make that play at that time of the game and then make another play on the offensive end and knock the 2 free throws down, that's big time. I had nothing but love and respect for her.
For you, this was game 100. Where do you think you've grown the most from game 1 to now on the court?
I would say I've grown the most maturity-wise and just seeing the game. I feel like when I came my rookie year, I was using more of talent to kind of get me by. But as the more and more I've been playing, the game slowed down. So I'm able to see passes, pick and choose when I want to get to my spots or when to attack. And I would say my game has grown maturity-wise and then IQ-wise.
Yeah, staying on the topic of 100 games, just for you, does it feel like it's kind of flown by? Does it feel like, it's been 4 years, I guess, just because, it's been over 4 years you played 100 games. Just describe what that journey has been like, kind of, not doing it in a linear fashion the way a lot of guys do.
I almost hit you with the, you tell me, man. But I ain't even going to do you like that today. It's been a long journey. Would I have liked the journey to have gone like that? Absolutely not. I wish I could have played every game. But at the end of the day, I'm still grateful that I went through that. Because it helped me realize a lot mentally, spiritually, and just growing as a man. So for me to finally hit 100 games, I didn't even think about it, but that is a big milestone because this journey has been, I'm on 3 coaches. This is the first year where the locker room has looked somewhat the same players-wise. So the thing I can take away from that is it's just good to kind of have just steady people around me now.
Yeah, and throughout those 100 games and throughout this season, defense has been a big topic for you. Career high 3 blocks tonight, closing the game at center. Just how do you feel about your performance on that end tonight and doing it in a different way when Willie's playing you at the 5?
So you want me to say it? He wants me to say it, man. How would you evaluate my defense tonight?
I'm gonna give you a B+ tonight.
A B+? I can accept that. But personally, I feel like I played okay on defense. I'm sure there's some things that I could have done better, but I think watching film, I'll find that out.
Hey, Zion, what does it say about the depth of this roster that you close out a game with Jose as the oldest starter and the oldest guy on the court?
Really?
When you close the game out here.
Man, I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, and I've been saying it last year as well. We have a special team. We have a lot of great players on this team. At the beginning of the training camp, Coach said, I'm not going to put you guys through a physical conditioning test. our conditioning test is the season. So if some guys miss some games, next man up. Always stay ready. Like when opportunity meets preparation, that's what he tells us. So when those guys number get called, like Coach says, he's not calling you out. He's calling you up, and he stands by that.
Zion, 100 games in, one technical foul, without trying to walk you into the lack of whistles and get you in trouble that way. What was the message from your teammates to like calm you down and keep you back in focus so you could pull out this win?
You know what's crazy? For you to think about it, that's the logical way to think about it. And I respect that. What was being said on the bench was, wow, they really teched you up for that. And, man, I wasn't expecting it. I think I was, like, shocked, like, oh, I really got a tech. That might be my first one. But I'm never going to sit here and tell a referee how to do their job. Looking at it from the rules perspective, what I did was technical because I did walk towards him and I did yell. So respectfully, it was a tech, but in the moment, it was more like, damn, I really got a tech.
You talked about kind of the next man up mentality. Specifically, what did you think of what Billy did tonight? He almost had a double-double in like 16 minutes.
And Billy be doing that on purpose. Billy sometimes misses shots just to get the rebound. You know, it does that thing where, you know, I didn't learn this till last year where if somebody misses a shot and you, like, bat the ball out and somebody else gets the rebound, that's still your rebound. So, you know, it really knows all the little loopholes to get rebounds, and he takes advantage of it. That's what I got to say about that.
And also, again, specifically, what did you think of just Dyson to be able to, you know, 19-year-old rookie to be able to step in and, again, be huge in this game?
Dyson's game and confidence has grown a lot, and I think everybody's seeing it, like, unfold right in front of our eyes. I mean, whenever he's called up, he do what he got to do. Ain't much to really say on it. He's just been handling his business.
Yeah, this one isn't related to this game specifically, but there's a play y'all run, particularly when Larry's on the court. He kind of gets the ball off the center and pass, and then you come curling off the corner, he pitches it back, and you go down the middle of the lane. It seems to me you've kind of scored at will with that. Like, what is that something that y'all have been practicing a lot in practice, and what do you see when you're running through that action?
Trying to give a scouting report over here? I just, like I said, I try to play the game the right way. So when I'm coming out the corner, curling around, my first look is to read Larry's man, because I know my man is either trying to shoot the gap or he's trailing behind. So I kind of read Larry's defender, and if his defender's trying to cover the left, then I'm thinking, okay, let me try to get back right and find the pass. But if my man tries to shoot the gap, then I kind of slow down and kind of get into my bag and just make the read from there.
Zion, tonight you shot 1 3 and also shot 1 free throw. Is there any way you can, without getting fined, any way you can, you know, try to get more calls even though you shoot a lot of shots inside the paint? Also, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander shot 18 free throws.
He shot 18 free throws? Oh, he did. Made 16 of them. OKC played tremendous defense without fouling. They played tremendous defense. If 1 free throw all game, nah, they played tremendous defense. I respect it. There you go, Matt.
When's the last time you pulled the throw it off his backside in the game off?
That was my first time, ever doing that. They asked me after the game, you know, if I had done it before, and I told them nah. But when I went out to inbound the ball, I seen how he was guarding me, but he turned around like a couple seconds before he handed me the ball. But like when I got the ball back, he turned back around, and I just went with the plan I had at first when he was facing the team.
How hard is it not to reach when Shea's driving?
It's tough, and he does a great job drawing fouls. So I was just trying to stay disciplined majority of the game. I know a couple of times I did get a steal, but majority of the game I just tried to stay solid and keep my hands out so the refs couldn't call a foul.
Back to the inbounds play. I mean, did you know they had no time? You had no timeouts at that point. You knew you had to get it in, so it was more of a I need to have a plan to get this ball in.
Yeah, the ref told me. I mean, I knew we didn't have any timeouts, but the ref was explaining it to me, and I knew I had to get it in. And once I seen how he was playing it, that was the only option.
And then on the charge late, what did you see on that play and putting yourself in that position to have the refs have to make that call? At that stage of the game, what did you see on that play?
It was just instincts. Tried to beat him to the spot. And luckily we got the call. I know they told me that, yeah, he was about to call something different. And so, that's how the game is. It comes down to those type of plays, and we came out, with the win.
Yeah, and you can look at the stats, but just for you personally, did this feel like one of your better defensive games, just the way you were able to impact the game in so many different ways?
Oh yeah, just being super active, getting steals, getting blocks, and kind of getting back to myself, being super active on the defensive end. I think before there were certain games that I could have done more to help my teammates. I feel like this game I've kind of got back into my defensive rhythm.
And you talked about it before, always wanting to take on those best assignments, knowing the way Shea has been playing this year. Was this a game you kind of looked forward to going against him and kind of matching up and seeing how you can hold him?
I always, like every game I try to go into, no matter the matchup, I'm always, trying to get the best of whoever I'm having to guard. So I wouldn't say I circled that game. They told me coming into tonight the amount of points he averaged, but like once the game starts, I'm focused on not trying to let whoever I'm guarding score, and I look up at the end of the game and figure out did I do a good enough job on the primetime guys.
I heard another question about the inbounds play, but what were some of the reactions you got from Willy and some of your teammates after that play?
The coaches, they didn't say much, but my teammates, they was just laughing. And the same, they was asking me like, did I plan on doing it? And I told them like that wasn't the first. I was going out to run the play, but once I seen how they was guarding, it was kind of just a spur of the moment thing.
Talk about how comfortable you are with the last 5 minutes of the game when it's kind of we're switching mainly to guard play, whether you got has 3 or 4 guards right in the game at the end of the game. How you guys have strategized and put that together?
Whoever coach puts out on the floor, to finish games, they know to come out and compete defensively and offensively. And we trust each other offensively and defensively to be in the right spots, to compete and share the ball and make the right plays, and that's what we did. Jesus Christ. Right?
Did anybody in the expensive seats tell you anything? Right there. Did anybody tell you anything?
Everybody was just laughing. I think it was because it was me. And I'm not the type of guy to do anything like that.
Like a Jose.
Yeah, that's a Jose thing.
Speaking of guys Coach put on the court, y'all closed with Dyson. Coaches made the comparison between you and Dyson in terms of being really mature for your age and understanding defensive concepts at a high level. How did you feel about his performance tonight and the fact that you are able to close with a 19-year-old and put him in moments where he's guarding a player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
To me, age doesn't really it doesn't really matter if you know how to play basketball. And Dyson has the composure. He's played, professionally with the G League team, so I wouldn't say knows the type of atmosphere that it's like to play in, late game NBA games, but it's kind of all the same. Keep guys in front, make it super tough, and we trust him. He's done it, since he's been here, and he's getting his chance, and he's showing what he's capable of.
Trey was asked about switching, right? And late in the game, you guys are switching off Shai, and he said he felt comfortable, but that also put you in a position to roam. Do you feel comfortable roam? I know you compared yourself to Ed Reed, right? Roaming on the backside. So do you feel comfortable in that role, roaming around there?
Yeah, I mean, I feel comfortable, just being on the court. It doesn't really matter, where or what I may have to do defensively. I always try to tell guys that they're never alone out there. So, I mean, he can be, in an ISO situation, but it's not necessarily an ISO situation, if you get what I'm saying. And I tell Trey that all the time. And I think moving forward, if I can, get that across to everyone's defensive confidence goes up. And I think we'll become an even better defensive team.
This was you, Trey, and Jose's first time being able to start a game together. Just thinking about where you guys were last year, how do you think you guys have all just kind of grown and to be in a position like this just a year later?
It's amazing to see the hard work pay off. Starting out last year, Trey, he had to go down to the G League and, spend some time. Jose did. And I was, fortunate enough not to have to go down to the G League, but it just is a testament to our work ethic. And the want to do whatever our coaches need us to do. But I told Jose when we were checking in, like it's crazy that, this is happening now. Like you seeing Trey, grow into the player he is, and Jose, coming out, orchestrating the offense. I mean, it's just amazing to see the work kind of paying off now.
So you realized that, like, heading into the game that it was going to be you three start, like, that this was your first time
Mm-hmm.
that you guys were doing that?
Yeah, I mean, Jose, he told us, that we had to come out and make a statement, and not just offensively, but defensively, and show that we can hold our own.
And Trey choked with us earlier that last year he felt like a lot of time on defense he was like a chicken with his head cut off, just kind of running around, not knowing what was going on. How much have you seen him develop on that and understand and being able to see stuff 1-2 plays ahead?
I mean, it's fun to see, guys' defensive confidence grow. And I think not just like the physical, him moving around, getting stronger. I think it's mental too, going out and believing in yourself to be okay on an island with, primetime guys and being confident in yourself, knowing you can get that stop. And I think that's the step Trey has taken, coming into this season. And I think he'll only get better.
Thanks, sir.
For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Heard you see the 4 times yesterday.